Leveling up. Extreme business growth through raising your game. When what was once extraordinary becomes ordinary, you know you've leveled up.
Hello and welcome, I'm George Swift from Bigger, Brighter, Bolder, and this is the Leveling Up Podcast. The Leveling Up Podcast is here to give you the personal development, the entrepreneurial development, and the business growth that you, the ambitious business owner, desires. I'm here to give you the inspiration, the motivation, but above all else, to challenge your aspirations to take you and your business to the next level. Don't forget, subscribe to this podcast and never miss an episode. And in today's episode, we are looking at coaches, mentors, and masterminds. I often get asked, what's the difference between a coach and a mentor? Or how can a mastermind help me if I've already got a coach or I've already got a mentor? So I thought, let's put a session together, let's put an episode together for you to really get under the bonnet of what is a coach? What's the role of a coach? What's a mentor? How do you spot good mentors and good coaches, and also masterminds? What's a good mastermind? What can you expect from a good mastermind? And how can a mastermind help you if you've never been part of masterminds? These are three ways that you can get supported in your business growth on your business entrepreneurial journey. And here's the thing, as a small, ambitious business owner, you've got to understand you're not going to be able to do it on your own. You can go so far on your own, and eventually, inevitably, you will hit the limitations of your knowledge base, your experience, your skill set, maybe your motivation, your momentum, your mindset. Something at some point is going to hold you back. It's going to be something that stops you from progressing, or at least progressing at the same pace that you otherwise could do. So one of the lessons you have to learn is that success is a team sport. It doesn't mean to say you've got to have loads of people in your business. Doesn't mean you have to have loads of partners in your business. But it just needs to sink in that you need to be surrounded by the right people. You need the help from the right people, the support from the right people. And as is always the case, it's rarely that, one is right and one is wrong. It's more about the case of one being right for a specific outcome you're going for, or at a specific time in your business growth. So first of all, what is a coach, a mentor, and a mastermind? Well, a coach could be a business coach. It could come under the guise of a life coach. They might come to you as a motivation coach, a confidence coach. They might come to you as a fitness coach, a mindset coach. So they'll come to you. They may have a specific skill set, a specific niche, if you like, that they help people with. It might be a business coach, and that business coach may be a generic business coach, or it might be a business coach that helps specifically with marketing or with sales or with leadership. A mentor is someone that's walked the path and trodden the path before you. This is someone who can hold your hand and can say, this is what we did. This is how we did it. This is what we went through, and this is what you can learn from our experience. And they'll hold your hand through the process with you. A coach, in contrast, will typically empower you to walk the path on your own. Yes, they are still part of your journey. They will still, walk with you on that journey of success. However, they will be getting you to work out and solve your problems on the whole, and helping you navigate your own path, if you like, and support you on that journey, probably with some things like goal setting, some accountability in there as well. Also, you then got your mastermind. But what's your mastermind? Your mastermind is a collaborative, it's a collective of peers. So these are people who are going through the same thing as you. Some people may be about to go through what you've gone through. Other people may have already gone through what you're about to go through. And I like to think of your mastermind, a good, well-run mastermind, as being an environment of your peers that supports you, holds you accountable, that challenges you, that holds you to a higher expectation. Think of them like your boardroom. So these are people, your trusted people that you can go to, and they'll challenge your ideas, they'll question your ideas, but ultimately they'll also support your ideas. They'll back you unconditionally, whilst also holding you accountable to doing the right things, or at least double checking that you are doing the right things. And again, you might find that different masterminds throw in some education in there as well. because they may have some specific skill sets, the facilitators of those masterminds, and they may well bring some of that to the session as well. But fundamentally, the mastermind works as a collaborative. The idea is it's not about one person leading the room. It's not about a mentor being in front of the room. It's very much about the room itself supporting the rest of the room, and how the collaborative of those minds in that mastermind are greater than the individual, and bringing the collective of experience, skill set, abilities, creativity all come together in one room. So the question is, which one do you need? It's not that one is necessarily better than the other. It's just that one is more right for your specific set of circumstances at a particular time. If we look at the coach, well, this is one where you have to tread very cautiously. You have to have your eyes open with all three of these. But the coach is the one that, for me, you kind of have to have your eyes wide open on, because there are a lot of coaches out there that haven't walked the path that you're walking. There's a lot of coaches out there that haven't got the business success that you've already got, haven't had the experience you've already got. And therefore, if you go to a business coach or a coach expecting them to support you in the growth of your business, you have to make sure that they have the accolades, the experience, that they have a demonstrable track record in helping businesses like yours achieve the success that you're going through. Or if it's more like leadership, business coaching, they have a track record of taking people like yourself and developing them into leaders. The big thing about a business coach is really simple. A business coach doesn't have to have a bigger business than you. This is like a personal trainer. People often criticize personal trainers who might be a little bit overweight or, might not be in the best physical shape. Well, the truth of the matter is the educator really doesn't have to be better than the student. The educator needs to be the best possible educator in a given subject. And this is what's so important. In a given subject. So if you imagine a boxing coach, for example, a boxing coach doesn't have to have won the belt or unified the weight category in order to be a great boxing coach. In fact, when you look at boxing coaches, some of them may or may not have ever been half decent, even quarter decent boxers. What they are is they've developed themselves as the best possible boxing coach. This is really important, because what happens sometimes is that a business, say doing £1 million, will write off a business coach that specifically specializes in, let's say leadership, because that business coach maybe is only doing 100K in business. The truth of the matter is, just because the business coach is doing 100K, but they have a vast track record of helping businesses that are £1 million plus, and the leaders within that to develop their leadership skills so that they can go out and become stronger leaders to go out and grow their businesses, doesn't mean that because they're a smaller business that they don't have the qualifications and the prerequisite experience and exposure and skill set to be able to support you and help you. However, you can imagine if you're £1 million plus business and you go to a generic business coach that hasn't even yet, say, hit 100K, and there are thousands and thousands of these out there right now, you've got to question, how much help are they really going to be? So here's my advice on getting a coach. It's really simple. You want to get a coach that specializes in a weakness or a gap in you or your business that you are specifically targeting. If you know you've got some issues with your confidence around growing your business, then a confidence coach can offer real value to you. If it's mindset issues, a mindset coach can offer you huge value. If you know you've got marketing issues or sales issues or leadership issues, if you know you've got problems with your processes or your systems, getting a specific business coaching or coaching to support you and help you on those things can be absolutely invaluable. But if you're 1 million, 2 million, 5 million pound business and you're going out there with a generic business coach that's only ever done 100K themselves and they don't have a huge track record of proof, if you like, a body of work that proves their ability to coach businesses of your scale and your size through the next phase of your growth plan, then you have to really question the value you're going to get out of those business coaches. This is not knocking business coaches, by the way. And again, this isn't saying that you should write off every business coach that doesn't have a business as big as yours. It's just understanding the very nature that if you're going for someone who's a generalist, a generic business coach, do they have the prerequisite experience and skills and abilities that you need in order to grow your business? And I'm here to tell you right now, being in this scene myself, many of these business coaches simply do not have the skills needed to help you as a small, ambitious business owner, let's say break 100K, go to 250,000, go to 1 million, go to 10 million and beyond. So my advice, number one, if they've got a huge track record and they've got a huge portfolio of case studies and they've got a whole bunch of supporting experience and skills and abilities, it doesn't really matter whether they're doing £1 million themselves or 100K, because it's horses for courses. Different businesses have different turnovers, etc. However, if they don't have that incredible body of work, you've got to question yourself, am I in the capable hands of some person? Does this one person, do they have the exposure and the experience that I need in order to generically progress my business? I see way too many business coaches that coach out of a textbook. In other words, it's not experience that they've gained themselves. It's experience that they've been taught and they pass on. And for me, you've got to be very careful when you are getting the information secondhand, third hand, fourth hand, because one of the problems that I've fallen into in my own business in the past is having people on my side, coaches, etc., that know more than I do, but fundamentally they don't know enough in order to really get me the results that I want to get. And that's an easy trap to find yourself caught up in. So I'm kind of going to contradict myself here, because life is a contradiction. Number one, you don't want to write off anybody that's a coach just because they're a smaller business than you. But equally, you want to be very skeptical of any business coach that hasn't gone through what you're going through and they're coaching on something that's academic to them as opposed to something that they have real, genuine experience in. The mentor, on the other hand, is really simple. A mentor must have walked the path before you. A mentor cannot be someone who hasn't gone through what you're going through. Now, there's going to be specifics to your situation that the mentor may not have gone through, but generically, the mentor must have walked the path before you. That is the nature of the mentor. So let's say, for example, your 50K marketing business. I would suggest that your mentor should not be someone that's recently come out of corporate and starting up their own business. Even though they might have huge amounts of marketing experience in that corporate, it's just not relevant for what you're going through. They may be able to coach you on some marketing strategies and tactics that they've learned in their blue chip, but that makes them a coach again. That doesn't make them a mentor. The mentor is someone that's, say, taken their business to £1 million plus and sold their business. You're doing 50K, 100K. You want to grow your business and scale your business with a view of selling it as well. That person that has done that in a similar business to yours can become a very valued and valuable mentor. They may also bring in some coaching, some accountability, some goal setting with you, but it's always done with a view of what they did and what worked for them and how they can support you on that journey. And they're like leading you. So if you imagine the coach is kind of in your corner. The coach gives you the pep talk, gives you the information, helps you uncover what it is that you need to find out in your own business for yourself. And then they send you out there to do it for yourself. Then you come back and you regroup with the coach. The mentor is the one that has walked the path before you. They're the one that's 10 steps ahead saying, come on, pick your pace up. Come on, this is what we're going to do. This is where we're going. You're okay. You're safe. This is what you need to know. This is what's going to get you. This is what we need to put in place. This is what we need to think about. And they're always like 10 steps ahead of you. So a mentor can be incredibly valuable. And I think so many people, they get confused between the mentor role and the coach role because they think what they need, is that trusted person that is the wise man or the wise woman to help them on their journey. And they end up gravitating towards the business coach, and the business coach may well not be the right person for them. So here's the thing to understand between the business coach and the mentor. The business coach doesn't have to have gone through what you've gone through or what you're going through in order to be able to coach you, because a great coach is the one that can stand in your corner and help you bring out the best in yourself in a given area in order to go out there and continue to grow your business. A mentor walks with you. They walk ahead of you. They show you the path that they trod. They show you the path that you need to follow. They give you a heads up on what's coming down the road, what you need to be mindful of. Also, a great mentor will often have incredible connections that they can connect you with. I once met a business owner, had some time with him doing £250 million business. And of course, this guy, to me, he's got an extremely successful business. I asked him about coaches and mentors, and he has, 3 mentors, I think he said at the time. And these mentors were all doing £1 billion plus. You can imagine the absolute value. If you're doing £250 million in turnover, to have people on your side that have already broken £1 billion, and there are far and few between businesses that have broken £1 billion, you can see that if he wants to go from $250 million to $1 billion, that's a heck of a trek. So to have people on your side that have done that, and they understand how to manage money, and they understand the world and business from a completely different perspective from someone that's done millions or even tens of millions, or even someone that's done, like him, 250 million, the perspective change, the shift change at $1 billion is vast. So to have people on his side that have done that £1 billion plus already, supporting him and helping him, is really, really important. So for him, he had these 3 mentors. Each of those businesses were different to the businesses that he had. However, each of them understood what it takes to create a vast business empire, and how to manage that vast business empire, and what to do with your cash when you have a vast business empire. For him, it was the biggest single contributor to his success so far, and he believed it was going to be the biggest contributor to him achieving his own £1 billion turnover in the future. So a mentor understands where you are, they've been there before you, but also what he said is the connections that these people have at that level are so valuable. Now, you're probably not doing 250 million, so you don't need the connections that £1 billion business owners have. But let's say, for example, you're a 50K business. It's really valuable that if you've got a mentor that's already taken a business to £1 million plus and say sold it, they will have a network of people to support you. They'll have some introductions that they can make for you, and that can be incredibly valuable as well. Moving on to our third and final category, masterminds. Well, how do masterminds fit into all of these? Well, first of all, it's really important to understand that it is possible for a coach to also act as a kind of mentor, or mentor to act as a coach. And it's also possible to have a mastermind where that mastermind also picks up some of the responsibilities of a mentor and a coach. Let's say, for example, you go into a sales mastermind, and the guy leading the sales mastermind is a sales guru. And he's also, previously taken his business and, through sales, got it to, let's say, £1 million plus again, and sold that business, for example. And now he does specific sales training and runs sales masterminds. It's possible that person will also act as a coach and a mentor within that mastermind. But you need to understand, why are you part of the mastermind and not necessarily a one-to-one client as a coach or a mentor? The mastermind is not about the person at the front of the room. We run masterminds at Bigger, Brighter, Bolder. Our masterminds are for businesses that have done 100K plus. In other words, you've got to get rid of all those teething problems, all those teething issues in yourself, but also in your business, in order to be able to start to scale your business. So our challenge is typically you want an extreme growth goal in that year. So if you're doing 100K, we typically challenge you to think about 200 grand. If you're 200 grand, we typically challenge you to think about hitting 400K. We don't hold you to it necessarily, but we do push you and challenge you to start thinking about doubling your business year on year. We've had people go from 150 to 350 in a year, then 750 the following year, then to 1.5 million, 2.2 million, onwards and upwards. We've had people that have gone from 50K to 120K in a year in our other smaller masterminds, which are for businesses that haven't yet hit that 100K mark. So I want you to think in terms of masterminds as being fundamentally the collaborative and the collective of the minds in the group. If it's all about the person leading the room, if our sales trainer, for example, runs 90% of the content and there's 10% of chit chat, that's not really a mastermind. It's more of a classroom environment. It's more what I would call group coaching or group training. If the majority of the time that you spend in that mastermind is listening to the collective members of that mastermind and getting contribution from the other members in that mastermind, then the chances are you are in a mastermind as opposed to a group training environment. The value is really simple. We often say about our masterminds, most business coaches have not hit 100K in their business. Let's say you are a 150K business owner and you want to grow your business. Let's say you take my challenge of going from 150 to 300K in the next 12 months. You decide to take a business coach on. That business coach has only done 50K in his own business. You've got to ask yourself, how much help can that person be? So let's assume it's a generic business coach and you're going there for business growth, as opposed to you're going to a very specific coach to target a very specific problem, which I've already said has absolute value to it. So now you've got one person there, one person's experience that hasn't had the experience that you've had. They may have a skill set that can help you and support you in some ways, but fundamentally they are not even operating their own business anywhere near the same level that you are. When you go to a mastermind, a collective, now let's imagine you're in a room of just 10 or 12 people who have all done 150K plus. These people may not be ahead of you. Some of these people may even be a little bit behind you. Maybe they're doing 110, 120, 130, but there'll be people in there also doing 300, 400, maybe even £1 million plus. Now you've got 10 times the experience that you have. And you have a huge amount of experience if you've taken your business to 150K. So instead of having just one person's mind, one person's head, one person's abilities and skills and experience coaching you, and even if they do have the necessary experience to coach you, they'd say they have got a 100K plus business and they have generically grown their business themselves, and therefore they help other business owners generically grow their business. That's still only one person involved in your business, as opposed to an entire collective of people that have the experience that you have, but different versions of that experience, different exposure to different problems and challenges. Suddenly you can start to see the huge value in that environment. Would you go to a mastermind to get coached on a specific mindset issue? No. My advice would be to go out and find a very specific mindset expert that can help you with that issue and do some short-term coaching with that person. Would I go to, for example, a mentor and just have 4 sessions with a mentor? Well, maybe they can offer me, a bit of a kickstart from where I am. But realistically, I want my mentor to be someone that I'm on this long-term journey with, someone that can hold my hand for the long duration of that journey and can help me push this over the line. A mastermind, they sit in your corner. It's a group of friends. It's a group of like-minded business owners that support you, hold you accountable, that have a vast amount of experience and exposure to the problems that you're facing or you're going to face. You also have vast amounts of experience to share back to the group. And that's the power of the collaborative, the power of the mastermind. And this is why fundamentally, whilst I'm also a coach, I am fundamentally a business that runs masterminds. I do group coaching and education. I do my 6-figure fast track, which is all about education and how to get businesses to 100K plus. We also run our content online as part of our mastermind programs. That's all driven by me, and it's driven to challenge each and every business owner to question what they're doing and to look into their business. So I act as a coach in there. I act as a mentor to many of those businesses in there that haven't yet got where we've got to in our business. But fundamentally, as a business, what we are is we're collaborative, we're a collective. And that's where the power goes. 80 plus business owners, all going through similar challenges, all supporting each other, all having unique skill sets and abilities that can bring to that mastermind a collaborative, collective intelligence, creativity, skill sets and abilities that you can tap into. It's like a hive mind that you can tap into. Hugely valuable masterminds. They work best on the long term. I've got members that have been with me now since we started 8.5 years ago. They haven't left. Businesses, I say, have started with just maybe 100K, just over, all the way through to multiple millions. We've got business owners that have been with us from the beginning that started on 20K a year and now doing 30 plus £1,000 turnover per month. And that's the power of being in something long-term that's got your back, got you the support that you need, the accountability that you need. For us, we bring in goal setting as well. It's a powerful, powerful, powerful opportunity to really drive your business forward. Can you have a mentor and a coach at the same time? Of course you can, because the coach offers specific skill sets and abilities to help you in a specific area that they're an expert in, and the mentor has walked the path before. It's possible to have all three, and some of my biggest businesses have exactly that. They have a specific coach for a specific problem for a specific amount of time. They have a mentor, and they also have the collective, the collaborative, the mastermind that we run to support them as well. So if you are a business owner and especially more so now than ever, you don't need to go it alone. In fact, you shouldn't go it alone. You should definitely reach out and get the right support, the right help at the right time. Hopefully what this episode has done is helped give you an understanding of what to look for in a mastermind, in a mentor, and in a coach, but also hopefully giving you some clarity as to which one's going to serve you the most right now. If you feel that a mastermind, if you feel that the right environment, being run by the right people in the right way, could support you and your business plans and what you're trying to achieve in both terms of your lifestyle that you're trying to create or maybe even maintain right now, and also the business that you're trying to create and grow, then drop us a line. You'll find the details for Tracy Miller in the details of this episode, and you can reach out to Tracy by email and she will talk to you about what we can offer you. If you are yet to do 100k in turnover and you want to know what's it going to take in order to hit 100k in your business, and the reason you want to hit 100k in your business is because regardless of whether you want to build a business empire or you want to build that lifestyle business that you always dreamed of, 100k is where it all starts to become possible. If you want to know how to do that, get yourself on the Six-Figure Fast Track. It's a webinar masterclass waiting for you completely free of charge. You can find that at biggerbrighterbolder.co.uk/fast track. Also, when you get there, you'll see the links to our live events coming up where we cover the same content, but we go into much more detail. And also there is a live Q&A where you get to ask all the questions that you have that you need answering in order to take your business and yourself to the next level. I look forward to seeing you on one of those shortly, I hope. Otherwise, I will see you next time. Until then, as always, be successful.
Leveling up. Extreme business growth through raising your game. When what was once extraordinary becomes ordinary, you know you've leveled up.